I did my first ever ice bath the other day, and this is exactly how I went. This is my results, and this is how I felt. So I don't know how familiar you are with ice baths or what they do or the benefits of ice baths, but this was the first time I really did one. Now, in the past, I've done many Wim Hof breathing exercises and holotropic breathing exercises and just a lot of breath work in general. Before we really got into the ice bath, we did breathing exercises, and you might be familiar with Wim Hof. If you aren't familiar with Wim Hof, check out this video up here because I show you a video of the Wim Hof method and exactly how and what you need to do it. So I'm not going to go into the exact method that we did. It's just sort of cyclical breathing, holotropic breathing, if you've ever heard of it. Like I said, the Wim Hof method. If you haven't heard of it, make sure you go and check out my Wim Hof video just so you can understand how it works and what you need to do. But effectively what you're doing is, like I said at the start, you're oxygenating the body and you're regulating your nervous system. You're taking control again. When you start to take control, you start to see things change in your life. This is why this is a very good thing for someone especially that has anxiety or struggles with overthinking, because what you're going to do is you're going to be able to take control of your nervous system, and then you'll learn to take control of your thoughts, because it's a similar thing. Now, breathing exercises are great because what they do is they put more oxygen in your body, they make the blood circulate better, and it also can regulate your body temperature. And what is happening when you're doing the breathing exercise, you've also got something to focus on, because when you've got something to focus on, you can then bring your awareness to the breath rather than the pain that you're feeling in that instant, because let's face it, it is painful. So we got a fair bit of noise outside, but what happened was I went into the ice bath and I got a bit cocky when I did it, if I'm being honest. I thought I'd walk up and I'd be like, yeah, this is all right, I'll be able to get in. I do breathing exercise all the time, I've had cold showers, I've done it all, I'll be fine. That's what I thought. Got my first leg in, second leg in. Oh, that's cold, that's not too bad. Got to my waist, yeah, that's getting colder now. Got down to my belly, that is freezing, to my chest, and put my hands in, and there was no way that I was staying in there for 3.5 minutes. Now, I did stay in it for 3.5 minutes, but my mind immediately ran straight against me. And anyone that knows me, you know I've got a very strong willpower and I've got a very strong mind. So what I figured out with this is, if you really want to think and know that you've got a strong mind, what you need to do is be able to feel the fear, feel the pain, and do it anyway. Now, like I said, it did not feel nice whatsoever. It felt awful. But despite it feeling awful, I chose to stick it out. Don't worry, I will change the camera angle, but I thought this one looked quite cool, and I like the darkness with the light in the background. It looks kind of cool. Because effectively what happened was my body went into the fight or flight mode. It went into panic, and immediately I just felt sheer pain, and it did not feel nice whatsoever. And there's a few things that you can do when you go into fight or flight mode. One, you can run and you can fly, or you can fight back. Now, when you get into the fight or flight mode, it's not about physically fighting. What it's about is really overcoming your mind, overcoming the thoughts that are saying you can't, to tell yourself that you can. Now, ice baths are brilliant, and they're very good for your nervous system, for regulating your nervous system. They're very good for you. They help you with discipline, because like I said, I did not want to stay in the ice bath. Once he said 30 seconds is done, I knew there was another 3 minutes left. My immediate thought was, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to be the only one that gets out. I can't be the only one that gets out. The immediate thoughts that were going through my head were sheer panic. I can't do that. I can't do this. I won't do this. But then it's about going back to control, overcoming yourself, overcoming the fears. Focusing. This is exactly what I did. And I just focused on one thing. Sometimes I closed my eyes and I was breathing, or I had my eyes open, I was focusing on one of the trees, and I was just focused, I was locked in. And then eventually it came to it, and he said, the time is up. Now, once the time actually was up, my immediate thought was, I could do another minute or so, I reckon. And for me, it was the fact that there was a time limit on it, that I had to get to the time limit. After that, I probably could have done a little bit longer. I didn't want to because everyone else wanted to do their turn, but it was just more of there wasn't as much pressure to stay in there now because I could stay longer. And I was already in severe pain, and especially with ice baths, it's sort of pain, and then it sort of plateaus, and then it just stays at just complete pain, and it's not nice at all. And one of the guys, once I got out, he said to me, he was like, I can't believe you put your wrist under. Is that your first time? I was like, yeah, why? He was like, that's the most painful thing. I was like, I did think that. I was like, it did really hurt my wrists and my hands. But for some reason, once my hands were under the water, it was like, no, they have to stay in. And I don't know why. There just wasn't an option for me to take my hands out. And again, that's just the body going into fight or flight mode, going into panic, and keeping you in what it thinks to be safe. The whole thing that I actually got from the ice bath in general is the word discipline. It's the discipline to say you're gonna do something and do it anyway. It's like the same thing with people who have a fear. People who are fearless. People who are fearless aren't really fearless. They don't ever feel fear. They don't ever not feel fear. They feel fear, but they do it despite the fear. And that's the same thing here. And that rhymes. When you feel like you want to get out of a situation, how can you force yourself to stay in the situation? And sometimes it makes sense to get out of the situation, don't get me wrong, when you're in real danger. So like, please take this with a grain of salt. When there's something that's going on, it makes sense to get out of there and just not even worry about it and just not even stress about it and just go. But other times, an ice bath is not going to really cause me any damage unless you aren't doing it with someone who knows what they're talking about and all this kind of stuff. If you're not, then yes, there could be danger in there. Doing something where you're going to sort of put fear and instill fear and pain and stress on the body, physical stressors, sometimes even emotional stressors, but be able to effectively hack the mind and get through it despite what you're feeling or what you're doing in that moment. So my question to you is, what is one thing that you can start to discipline yourself with? For me, I always recommend it to people just to take cold showers because they're not nice and everyone has the ability to do it. Not everyone has the ability to do an ice bath, I get that. If you do, I highly recommend it just so that you can really, obviously with a trained professional, someone who knows what they're talking about, but just so that you can really get the benefits from it of being a disciplined person. Because when you become a disciplined person, things that are difficult for you, you stop running away from them. And when you stop running away from them, that's when you start to see results change in your life and you start to get amazing results in your life. So here what you can see me doing is actually dancing around. Now what you're meant to do is you're meant to just keep the blood circulation. So the body should be flowing, everything should be going around your body. So you need to keep yourself moving rather than just staying still and going into panic. And they recommended not to jump straight into the ocean because obviously the ocean is very warm in comparison. So you want to naturally bring your body back up to temperature. Here is my dance, here is how painful it was, but overall, like I said, it was a great experience and I highly recommend it for everyone just to build that discipline muscle. And if you're in Playa del Carmen right now, let me know and come to an ice bath. This is my friend Kevin, he does the ice baths. And like I said, as soon as I got into the ice bath, my immediate thought was, you need to get out of here. This is going to hurt, this is painful, this is awful. You're not gonna last this, there's no chance you're gonna do this. And like I said, I was getting a bit cocky at the start. I thought, yeah, this is gonna be fine, it's an ice bath, it's cold, I've been in cold water before, but I've never experienced a real ice bath like that. And I've known about ice baths for about 3 years now. I just never really got round to it. I just never had the ability to get into an ice bath. And when I saw it, I was like, I need to do this. So should you do an ice bath? Should we all do an ice bath? I think yes. I think the answer is yes. Because like I said, it's mainly working on the discipline, but also there's health benefits from it as well. Because let's face it, it made me feel great. And after it, it was like I had 10 shots of coffee and I was like, whoa, I am awake now. There is nothing that can stop me. Honestly, that's how I felt. It was incredible. So my question to you is, when are you gonna do an ice bath? Or have you done an ice bath? If you have, let me know your experience in the comments below. But other than that, make sure you check out my 30-day meditation challenge. It's on my website, www.maxhindle.com/HST. Go and get the free meditation challenge. Let me know how you're getting on with it. And also join the WhatsApp group so that you can connect with amazing and incredible individuals. But other than that, subscribe.